What's going on, guys? Today is going to be a little bit different than usual. I have some interesting topics that I wanted to talk about, but they're not stuff that really ever comes up in the vlog, so I'll keep putting the vlog videos out at the end of the week. But these are more like, you know, ideas I've had and things that have happened over the course of 15 years of buying and selling, you know, and working on and helping people with, you know, race and project type cars. The first video I wanted to make was how to pick your project car. Thing number one, is the car suited for your purpose? If you're gonna daily drive this car, you know, will it go on the street? And will it also do the other things you want it to do? Depends on the purpose. If you're picking a car that you want to go fast in a straight line, you might not want to buy a smart car. You know, it's not very long, it's not very stable. Not a great car to go super fast. I have a smart car. I do like my smart car, but for other reasons. Anyway, so thing number one, like I said, make sure the car is well suited for your purpose. Thing number two. This is crazy because I asked a couple people that have bought cars recently what they looked at when they were buying a car, and some of the people kind of new to this didn't actually consider this when they were buying a car. So I thought, oh my gosh, this has to be number two on the list.
What's up, Killer?
Hey, how's it going?
Cool. Just another day in paradise over here.
Nice, nice. Hey, I got a question for you. If you're going to buy a project car, what is like the most important thing that you consider when looking for a new project car?
The condition of the shell. Make sure the frame's not bad.
Nice. That's like number one or number two on our list.
Yeah.
Dope.
That's it. The first thing I look at is chassis and body. I think that kind of runs hand in hand. I'll make sure it hasn't been hit.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking too. Like, you can change out control arms or parts, but you can't really fix the actual frame mounting points very well. What we're talking about when we say is the frame straight, like, you know, if somebody was to get in a collision and to push this wheel in, you might bend like the inner frame joint, and that's not really like super fixable. Thing number three. So if you're considering to buy a car and you have a specific horsepower goal in mind, you better make sure that you can get parts for it. I mean, if they don't make a piston set for that engine that you're planning on building, you're stuck. I mean, you're stuck on the OEM stuff, or you're buying something that you have to build custom parts and it gets too expensive. Sometimes you might want to pick a car that there isn't as much aftermarket support for because it's original or different, or you just feel a certain way about this car. That's totally okay. Just make sure that you can at least get to the goal that you want without getting stuck. Thing number four on the list, make sure that you love this car. Whatever the car is that you pick out, make sure that you love it, because you are about to spend an uncountable amount of hours on this car. You are gonna have to work really hard and sweat over this car to build it into your goal or what you want it to do. So you really gotta like the car. You should feel kind of some sort of emotional attachment or emotional way about the car. You better make sure that you really like this car going forward. Otherwise, you may get halfway through the project and just feel like, man, I'm doing all this work and I'm not getting anything out of it, and I don't really even love this car to start with. Okay, thing number five, and this is crazy because most of you would think that this is thing number one, and this is the whole problem with people buying project cars. I've had so many people bring me cars and be like, look at this cool car I got. I only paid $500 for it. It's such a good deal. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna make a great project car. Cost. Thing number five is cost. Obviously, we're all on a budget. We all want to get a good deal for a car that we're going to spend a lot of money on. So we think if we keep the cost low going into it, that's going to be a good way for us to be able to have more money to buy the parts we need. That is true, but that should not be your number one consideration. That's why I put it fifth on the list, because honestly, that's the least important part of the whole thing. You are gonna spend time and money going forward every week, every paycheck, every month, every year. Some of these car builds take years. You're not even probably gonna remember the amount of money you shelled out for the initial car Unless it was, you know, like you bought a McLaren or something, I don't know. When you picked out the Accord, what was like the main thing that made you go with that car over other cars when you're starting a project?
The clean interior and straight body. I knew it was going to need body work as far as paint goes, but it wasn't all dented up. The interior wasn't all burnt holes and rips in the seats and stuff like that, because for this year car, it's going to be hard to replace all that stuff.
All right, guys. Well, I hope my insight on buying a project car helped you guys out, and maybe you'll consider some of those things when you purchase your next project car, which I hope is soon, because life is so much more fun with a project car. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Check us out next week for the next one. If you liked it and you've got ideas going forward, make a comment below. Let me know about things you might want to hear about in the future. Anyway, we'll see you guys soon.